with an update on the AEW suspensions and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Speaking on WNYT about AEW not having a fourth wall, Paul Wight touched on the differences in presentation between AEW and WWE, saying it's different in the fact that it's wrestling oriented. Both companies say that, but there is a difference in how things are presented. WWE does an amazing job in presenting things in this big entertainment spectacle. It's a giant production. AEW gets to the grassroots. We still have incredible production and an incredible production team. It's not so much backstage drama and backstage vignettes. The fourth wall, so to speak, Tony Khan doesn't like that fourth wall. He doesn't like that. Why is there a camera there catching this conversation and both participants ignore that there is a camera crew while they are talking top secret information? It's one of those things that throws you off. If there is a camera there, it's set up in a way that makes sense for a camera to be backstage, but it's more focused on the talent in the ring. With her last match for Impact Wrestling taking place at Victory Road in September 2021, many have been wondering if Taylor Wilde is still with the company. She noted on the House of Hardcore podcast that issues with COVID and going through a divorce kept her off screen. Tommy Dreamer then mentioned what takes place behind the scenes in the promotion. Lastly, your comeback, which is awesome, and you are still under contract, and you have think about it too. You have two people who are right place, right time. Myself and Scott D'Amore, who do a lot behind the scenes. Scott is Impact Wrestling. Two of the people who believed in you the most are kind of helping this company, and you had to take your own time to settle everything. And now it's right place, right time, and it's all about the journey. And for you, it's also about the comeback. It's funny you also mentioned that show. You just saw Scott at Because from that show. I talked to him, and he was like, yes, seeing Chantel, we have to get her back on the field. And I was like, yes, we do. But it's always like, okay, well, we can't just rush people in because you know this alright, well, we have these people coming in. But it was like, God, she's so good. Still, and like, we're not talking about it like you're 55 grizzled old Tommy Dreamer, even though I'm 51. But what I'm saying is we can't wait to get you back on the field. So I hope that happens super duper soon for you because you're the best version of yourself and every other day it should be the best version of yourself. Wilde then added, thank you, and I'm so excited, like it's been a year. And it was hard because I had this big comeback after 10 years of being inactive and then COVID and divorce in life. And thank God for my Impact Wrestling family, truthfully, if I didn't have the history with the business and I didn't have the relationships I have with you and Scott, they probably would have never been a part two. But again, everything happens for a reason. And this disconnect between time is surely really confusing for the fans, but it's nowhere near confusing for the fans as it has been for a second over here. Taking to Instagram to show off photos of his body transformation, WWE star Johnny Gargano wrote, long post incoming. I was a little apprehensive to share this at first, as I'm very on record of my history with body dysmorphia, as I was a chubby kid growing up, so posting these pictures is a tad embarrassing, which I'm sure shocks you as 75% of my photos are in little wrestling gear. I'm still far from happy with how I look, but maybe in sharing this, it can spark something in others and normalize this discussion. When I left wrestling in December, I decided I wanted a complete mental and physical break from everything that correlated with wrestling. Diet and training go hand in hand with that to me. It's unfortunately a cosmetic business and part of the job. I've been dieting and training probably horribly my first 10 years for my entire wrestling career. That's almost 18 years. I grew incredibly tired of it and didn't enjoy it. My inner fat kid missed being able to eat whatever I wanted without counting macros or planning a cheat day and then feeling guilty and feeling gross half naked on TV. It was a vicious cycle that gave me a horrible relationship with food. The thing I look forward to the most being off was being able to eat and not be judged. In the same way, I wanted to miss wrestling. I wanted to miss diet and exercise in hopes that my passion would reignite, and when I was ready to come back, I could be completely re-energized and attack this thing with everything I got. To be the best version of myself possible. From December to April, I ate anything I wanted daily. Me and Candace, pregnant for a few of those months, tore up Uber Eats. It was great. I wanted to go full dad bod, and I did. I trained here and there, but with no rhyme or reason. As the months went on though, it turned out like I hoped. Food wasn't special anymore. I missed being dialed in and having abs. So in April, I decided I wanted to get to work. I didn't know where or when I was coming back, but I wanted to get ready, and I knew it would take time given the damage I did. How my career ended up was out of my control, but the thing I could control is the work I put in, and how I looked when the time came. I hit up AJ from Cement Factory, who's had tremendous success with a lot of my colleagues, and we devised a plan. I've done tons of different diets, but the wizardry that AJ pulls off is absolutely unbelievable. I'm eating cookies and burgers and fries, and humongous bowls of sugary cereal 2 times a week. I'm never starving like I have been in the past during my takeover preps when I'd be on like 1600 calories a day and miserable. It's truly a gift and has completely changed my life. This is a fully sustainable diet that lets me stay in shape but also be well fed. I'm far from a finished product, and I'm hoping to grow and improve more and more as these months go on. I'm never going to be the biggest guy, and I'm positive this post will have trolls that are offended by my existence, that say I'm still too small, but it is what it is, and I'm working with what I got, and I'm trying to make the best of it. I train extremely hard, and my body type unfortunately is what it is. I'm sincerely trying my best to be the best version of myself daily. This is the result of around 16 weeks of work, coming back from, in my opinion, the worst I'd looked or felt in 18 years. My message here being, you can 100% do this too. Wherever you're at in your life, you can always make a change for something more. I know that first step is scary, but attack it with everything you got. What you want could only be 5 months away. Belt fan Dan Insider in the title belt community took to Twitter to update fans on reported plans for tag titles in WWE, writing, "New WWE tag belts are described to me as being the existing design, dual-plated black strap, and having a stacked, large WWE logo in the center. They also have the old, never-used tags, which are the women's tag style on colored straps. Women's belts getting colored backing soon." On the Tyrus and Timph podcast, Robert Anthony noted that Jon Moxley was initially set for a vacation prior to the backstage altercation between AEW EVPs and CM Punk. So he's doing good, man. He was supposed to be on vacation. 6 weeks, we were going to go fishing. Now he's back to work. He's not too happy about it, but seeing him in his element working, it's a different beast. The way his mind works. I enjoyed his match at the pay-per-view, but yeah, he's pissed off. And he's back at work. He got a hell of a promo on Wednesday, and we'll see where it goes. A lot of negatives turned into positives over there, I feel like. Former WWE star Velveteen Dream was recently arrested after a physical altercation in a gym while on probation. Now it's been reported that former WWE NXT star Patrick Clark, aka the Velveteen Dream, is slated to arraign for his probation violation this Monday afternoon on the 19th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern in Seminole County, Florida, PWInsider.com has confirmed. During an interview with Sportskeeda, former head of creative for WWE, Brian Gewirtz, talked about the possibilities for The Rock's daughter, who is signed to the company and training at the Performance Center. "I collaborated with Dwayne a ton. We always wrote our promos together. It's not my place as a writer to tell Simone, like, you're either going to use your real name or use a new identity. It's like, what do you want to do? What does she want to do? What is she most comfortable with? I can't imagine the pressure of having to live up and be a 4th generation star. This is her world now. This is her, you know? Playground to explore and craft her own persona. So I think ultimately, whatever decision she wants to make, that's the right one. I'm truly excited, to see how she progresses and how she, introduces herself." Talking about who should win the AEW World title on his podcast, Jim Cornette mentioned Hangman Page's involvement, saying, "I can't believe they put Page in the tournament when there's the weasel that started the whole thing on a public basis, and they reward him for being the instigator for their entire company falling apart by putting him back in the World title tournament." During his vlog on YouTube, Sammy Guevara spoke about his match against Darby Allin, where he claimed AEW is where he wants to be. I just need Darby Allin, one of the pillars. Two of us, right? Who's the real pillar? Everybody talks about Max. Everybody talks about Jungle Boy Darby. Who's the real pillar of this place? I've been here since day one, and I've seen so many guys come and go. So many guys come and go in this company, right? Guys on the trucks. I'm not on the truck. How many figures I got? I got one with Moxley. I've been here since day one, and I don't get the respect I deserve. Not from anybody back there in the back, not anyone in the locker room, nowhere. Not from these fans, these ungrateful fans. So let's screw it. I don't need anyone. I only need myself. This Wednesday Tournament of Champions, when I beat Moxley and I win this whole Tournament of Champions, everything is going to change for me. I'm going to get what I always should have got, the recognition. I should have got everything I deserve. I'm not here because I got fired from somewhere else. I'm here because I want to be. I'm not asking for my release. I want to be here. In an update on the AEW drama following the backstage brawl post All Out, it was said by PW Insider that those involved in the altercation are to remain suspended until the third-party investigation has been completed. It was previously noted in the Observer that the investigation could be over in approximately 2 weeks from the date of the brawl. This would include the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, CM Punk, Ace Steel, Pat Buck, Christopher Daniels, Brandon Cutler, and Michael Nakazawa, who will be away from the company, as well as programming in the meantime. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.